Hey guys, what is going on? It's Colin C back from the Crypto Boys, and I have my part 3 to sell frame. I told you it was coming. Came a little bit faster than I thought, but it's something that I've got a lot to talk about. I want to go over it. I want to see where it's going, where it's headed, and honestly, my final and initial, thoughts on it to where I think sell frame can go in the future and where I think it's going to where it's going to go right now, kind of in the present. All right, guys, I first want to start this video saying I like sell frame. I like the idea of sell frame. I think the idea of securing blockchains, you guys have heard this before, is something that I think is very important. Getting your money scammed, getting your money taken is something that crypto boys take extremely seriously. And that's really what got me on to sell frame, is that it's added security layer of these quantitative computers and being able to stop them from happening. However, as I said in my very first part 1 or my very first sell frame video, is that they're a long way away. Now, what does that mean? We don't exactly know, but we do now have an article and some other people who are a whole lot smarter than myself of telling us of where it's going to go. And are these computers even on the verge of happening? Are they not on the verge of happening? And what does that mean for sell frame going down, the road? Because typically that's really what they're going after. Like, this is the most important part of their blockchain. So let's see, and let's dive into what some other people have to say about these computers and are they actually going to happen. All right, so as most of you have probably seen or read this article from CoinTelegraph, it is extremely important, and it is probably more of a bearish one for sell frame. And again, we've went over this before in the part 1 and even in the part 2, so I suggest you go back and look at those. I will link both of those down in the description below so you can look at those. But quantitative computers are many years away from cracking crypto. MIT Tech Review. I am all for hope and am a big believer in quantum computing as a potentially disruptive technology. This is true. Eventually, this could potentially happen. But quantum computers are nowhere near being close enough in cracking crypto. So and we're going to go over this article a little bit further. I just want to jump into it saying, listen, before we even said 5-10 years away, maybe even more, it seems like Dr. Sankar here is saying it could even be further out than that. He even makes a reference here in this article about it being like the 1900s of your cell phone. So let's jump back in the article, but we could be a ways away from us having to really stop anything. So really, sell frame's main objective could be changed a little bit. Condensed matter theory physicist and quantum information expert Sankar Das Sarma has argued in MIT Technology Review that quantum computers remain a very long way from cracking RSA-based cryptography, which is exactly what sell frame is aiming to stop from happening, which could be huge, but is it right now, and are we too early? And what does even too early mean? We're going to get into that, but I do want to go over this article just a little bit further. Quantum security is seen as a major issue in blockchain and the crypto sector, and it is widely believed that powerful quantum computers will one day likely advance enough to hack cryptography. This could be possibly true, but again, we're so long away that we don't even know. We're kind of betting on something that may not even be in the works as of right now. It could even be before a thought even really arises or even pencils to paper to make this thing happen. Sarma currently serves as the director of University of Maryland's Condensed Matter Theory Center and outlined his thoughts earlier this week via Technology Review. The physicist said that he was disturbed by some of the quantum computing hype I see these days and liked the current state of the technology as a tremendous scientific achievement. However, this takes us no closer to actually having a quantum computer that can solve any problem that anyone cares about. That right there kind of sums it up. Someone who is an expert in the field is literally telling us that we are so far away that we can't even care about it right now. And I'm just saying, you can be early, and maybe that's you saying now, hey, listen, sell frame's early to the space. This is going to be awesome. You have to ask yourself, now I'll link that article in the description below, but you have to ask yourself, is this the project for you to hang your money in for the next 10 years? Is sell frame the project? And it very well could be. Maybe Dimitri and his team that we really don't know anything about, kind of takes a little bit of pivot for the next couple of years, has this kind of on the side, or maybe these computers come out even sooner and sell frame's like, hey, I told you also what was going to happen. Boom, now you need me. Maybe that's possible too. But they are going to have to diversify. And we're going to look at their price action here in a little bit, but this is a really big blow to really this space because you really just don't know. You're betting on something that you have no idea about, and it's so far away, you're not sure when you're going to see returns on your money, or even if you're going to see returns on it, that there's really very few people who are willing to invest that long term. Now, if it's Ethereum, Bitcoin, Cardano, some of these bigger major blockchains, and yeah, you can see, or these bigger major projects, and yeah, you can see that we can hold them forever. Like, I don't ever plan on selling any of my ADA, and that's probably my number one holding, and it probably always will be in some way, shape, or form. Rival with a couple other ones, don't get me wrong, but if it goes down, if it goes up, I don't even care about the price. I just want more Cardano. Is that how you feel about sell? Do you want more sell no matter what? Because in 5 to 10 years, you know this thing's going to be at $40, $50 because it's going to be so widely used by everybody else. Right now, I just don't see it, because here's the thing. How many more people are going to enter the space at which time? What if a bigger company or a bigger blockchain or something else comes in and just kind of pushes all these littler ones to the side and says, no, we're going to take over the space now. Now quantum computers are here, but we're going to take it over. And again, we're so far away that we really don't know. Who knows? Maybe we are a little bit closer than we think. But as of right now, it seems like the experts are saying we're a little bit further away than everybody thinks, because everybody jumped on the bandwagon, because that's typically what you see in crypto. All right, guys, let's get into the price just a little bit here, but I'm going to jump in just to coin market cap. You can see it is down a whopping, and I saw it earlier today, it was down almost 20%. It's down over 16%. I know they just had their mainnet launch today, which was already pushed back, which they've already had some issues with that. I really don't want to get into that. You can watch that more of an update video that I put out last week, but their mainnet, I'm not it's not that big of a deal. If they get it done, they get it done. You know, there's been so many delays in crypto, you should expect it by now. So I'm not knocking Cellframe for that. Although eventually, if you don't get it out, you will be knocked for that. And obviously, I think that's some of that. I think that's some of this 16% drop. But in a micro cap like this, you really, because only 44 million, anything under 50 million, we call micro cap. You really don't want to see a drop like that, especially after that sort of news comes out with, you know, the quantum computers really not being anywhere near completion. So the price action today, not great, because I think the article, a little bit of the mainnet issues as well. Now, I will say, if I just jump over to their website, if you guys just follow me just for a little bit, I know everybody's been on their website before, just hear me out. They are doing other things. So there are different paths to where Cellframe can make a difference. The problem is Dimitri and his team are going to have to get out in front of people and get his team out in front of people and let us know where he's going, where they're going, what's happening with this. Hey, did you see the article? Have you addressed the article? And maybe he has. I haven't been able to watch absolutely everything in the last 3 days, but I don't think he's addressed it because of the mainnet launch, which I'm sure he's more focused on, which I completely agree and understand. But understand this, that if you don't start answering these questions, you're going to lose investors, and you're going to lose a lot of them quickly, as you know, you've already seen today, you're dropping, you know, between 15 and 20% in one day. That's a pretty sizable drop. To kind of start wrapping up this video, another thing that I think is important is that he's got to start getting his team out in front of people. He says he's got a good team. He's got to start getting out his people in front of all of us, in front of his investors. I mean, they've got tons of people on Twitter. They've got tons of people on Telegram. I was going through their Telegram for like an hour and a half today, just reading everything. So many people in there, and there's actually a lot of great people in there, a lot of good investors, some Hanyaks in there as well. Don't get me wrong. Or I'm like, why are you in here? But anyways, it's something where if they don't start delivering on the things that they say they're going to deliver on, and they don't find a way to hit their deadlines, at least come a little bit faster when you only have one deadline listed on your entire roadmap and you miss it, that doesn't look great. Not saying to get out of it by any means, because a lot of people miss their deadlines in crypto. It's kind of just a new thing to do, right? Let's just be late. They can turn it around and things could change, but they're going to have to change kind of the whole directive of where they're going right now. And that's scary for a brand new blockchain, especially kind of a micro cap one. Final thoughts on Cellframe, guys. You have to ask yourself, is this your long-term hold? Is this one of your long-term holds? Because you're not going to see the proper gains from this until 5-10 years down the road, and that's probably the earliest. Is this something that you truly believe in, something that you honestly think Dimitri and his team are going to solve when it comes out, and no one else is going to push you to the side? Are they going to make it through maybe 2, maybe even 3 bear markets? Are there going to be bear markets that size? If they are, do they have enough cash to keep funding it? I mean, who really knows? But for me right now, I am not investing into Cellframe. It is not the right time, in my opinion. And the kind of the article that just came out, the price action today being a little bit delayed on their mainnet, it's just not for me right now. Again, we can only be honest with you on our YouTube channel, the Crypto Boys. It's all we've got is our honesty, and it's not for us right now. If quantum computers were tomorrow, I'd ape I'd ape every single dime I have and get it into CellFrame, but they're just not. That's just the facts. They're not tomorrow. They're not today. They're not even close. So you've got to make it. Why are you getting into this project? Why do you like it so much? And then you've got to ask yourself, is it realistic for you to hold that money for however long you need to hold it for to make the money you want to make? That's the question you've really got to ask yourself, and that's the only way you're going to be satisfied with your decision. Whatever you guys decide, I just wanted to bring you guys the facts of it. I wanted to bring you guys our opinion of what we're doing here at the Crypto Boys. I like CellFrame. I like Dimitri. There's obviously questions with his team members, with these quantum computers. Are they even a thing right now? Which doesn't look like they are. Their mainnet launch is a little bit delayed. They've got a couple things to work on their website. Overall, you've got to ask yourself, is it something you want to be in? And then if it is, great. Then make sure you're able to hold it until the crypto space figures out how important it is to have this security. Either way, guys, if CellFrame's for you or if it's not for you, I just wanted to let you guys know our thoughts on it. We think it's a great project. We think it has great legs eventually. When is eventually, we have no idea. It is something that you guys are going to have to decide on your own. Make sure you do your own research. Make sure you do your own due diligence. As always, this is never financial advice. This is simply what the Crypto Boys are doing, trying to bring you guys a new project that it looks pretty good, but it looks like we're also a little bit too early to the party for us to invest right now. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I'd love to chat it up in the comments. That's our thoughts on the project. If you have anything else, let us know below. If you want us to look at any more projects, we'd be more than happy to do that. We've got tons of them stacked up. We're receiving DMs every day, so if we don't get to it right away, we apologize. We will start getting to them. I promise you that. Other than that, guys, we always appreciate you rocking with the fittest crypto channel on YouTube, and I am out.